Alright guys, welcome to another video. It is the Stonk Dad here. I hope you guys had an awesome day. It was a pretty good day trading. We had some earnings today that came out. I'm sure you guys have heard. If not, Meta reported earnings, or Facebook, you could call it. They reported earnings and they missed terribly. It was I kind of figured that it was going to happen like that because Google reported earnings and they missed on a lot of their ad revenues and different revenues like that. So it just kind of fits into the factor with all these earnings reports that they probably won't be doing too hot. With that, Meta's down like 20% after hours. I think, let's see real quick. It's down almost 19% after hours. So it took a massive hit. I think where they missed the most is earnings per share. I think they missed by quite a lot. I can't remember the exact numbers, but from what I looked at, the earnings per share were really bad. And then their whole ordeal with the metaverse and everything, they've lost like $3 billion just in the last quarter on whatever they're doing with the metaverse. But into that, I mean, those earnings are very important for the market. But yeah, man, not looking good for Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg and all that. But let's get into some good news. Market Netflow did a pretty good job today. Let's go into that, and then I can kind of figure out some of the levels that I have going into tomorrow. All right. All right, so Market Netflow did a pretty good job, especially in the morning time. You could see that calls went straight to the high heavens. We hit about $20 million in net premiums, and puts kind of just stayed below. They weren't below zero, but they were still just chopping around this $5 to like $3 million range, which in turn we caught a really nice pump in the morning, and then gray convergence caught the top and the downtrend that we had for the remainder of the day. But in the last video, guys, I was kind of leaning a little bit more bearish, but I did give some levels, some key levels on SPY today. We did hold above 380. So in the last video, I did say if we hold above 380, I do believe we would see 385, in which we did. We hit 387, which was a little bit higher than my target. And then we quickly came all the way back down to pretty much where we were at the very beginning of the day, around 382. And right now we're hovering around that same level right now too, 382.50-ish. So let's go into tomorrow and see what's going on. So we do have Apple and Amazon earnings after hours, which are going to be pretty crucial for what's going on in the market. It's very volatile, guys, so just be very, very careful what you guys are doing. But I will give you some levels and what I see, especially with this Meta earnings report that came out. So we have Microsoft, Google out now. Microsoft, oh, sorry, did I just say Microsoft? Meta, Google, Microsoft, Netflix. Now we have some bigger ones coming out like Apple and Amazon tomorrow. So let's look at some levels that I have here. So this is just the gamma exposure chart. I look at this almost every day, and you can see we did come up above this ghost zone a little bit, and then we came back down, and now we're hovering into this ghost zone. So if we do not reclaim the 385 mark tomorrow, I do think that we will come back down and retest 375, which is the next level. I would be looking at 380 first, and then since this says 375, that should be the ideal target. But I will look at 380 first because that's held pretty well in the past, and I think I have that here. So I just drew these out on my TradingView chart. So this is the giant ghost zone that we were just looking at right here, from 385 to 375. 385 to 375 here. So this is the 380 level, this green one. See how we bounce off of it here and a couple times over here. So I'll be looking at that level first before we go lower. And if flow is extremely bearish, then I don't see it. I don't have a problem at all with it getting down there, especially if the earnings are going to be as bad as they have been lately. But that's the levels that I'm looking at tomorrow, 380 to the downside. And then if we do reclaim 385, which I don't know if we will, but I did get a little surprised with this pump above 385 yesterday. Not yesterday, today. So we did pump above this 385, which I talked about in the last video, and we did hit 387-ish. But we did come back down. So that's the levels for tomorrow. And by the way, if you guys saw Meta earnings, pretty much NetFlow caught this right on the money. We got a massive amount of calls being sold at the close here, about like, let's see, 2 to like 12 million, so like $10 million in like one go around on NetFlow on calls. So that was pretty interesting to watch. What else here? I think that's pretty much it going into tomorrow. We'll be talking a little bit more about Apple and Amazon earnings tomorrow. Man, I really hope that they're not as bad as Google and Facebook were. But you never know how it's going to go. I know Apple cut production of their new phones, so I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. Earnings are just such a gamble. It's a volatile week, to say the least. So some of my predictions aren't that accurate, but I mean, I still have my levels for tomorrow, and we'll see what NetFlow brings for tomorrow. I hope it's another day like this, because NetFlow did an awesome job in tracking it. All right, guys. I'm kind of just rambling now, so I'm going to cut off the video here. 6 minutes, perfect time. Hope you guys have an awesome rest of your hump day. It's a Wednesday. I will see you tomorrow on Thursday. We'll talk about Apple and Amazon earnings. See you in the next one.